Is it not coming?
What?
The simulation, it's been a week. Is it not coming?
Highly doubtful. Or at a hazard of guess, I would assume that it's trying to lull us into a false sense of security. That way, when we're not expecting it, it can take us by surprise.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Why?
I sense the Dr. Cement
You sense nothing.
Well, yeah, singing guy. He never senses anything. He's Gatman.
No. It's not Gatman.
What?
Well, of course I'm Gatman. Who else would I be if not myself?
No. You're not.
First of all, there's no way that Gatman could have gone up those steps into this room and into that little side area without any of us noticing. He is most certainly not that sneaky.
Maybe I'm smarter than you think?
Yeah, sure. And maybe I don't really like singing. This is just a phase that I'm going through. Secondly, and most importantly, the real Gatman got rid of his glasses back when he sang his song and never picked them up again. He also technically took Professor Concrete's goggles, the real Professor Concrete, though knowing Gatman, he's probably lost them by now. But the point still stands that the real Gatman wouldn't be wearing glasses. And this one clearly is.
Well, well, well. Look what we have here.
It's not gonna work.
What?
I can tell what you're attempting to do. You know that thought to yourself, oh, he's not wearing his usual hat. I'll be able to just make him into the other singing guy, make him timid so that he can't go up against me. Trust me, it's not gonna work.
I guess you're smarter than you look.
Wish I could say the same. Tell me, why do you still sound like Gatman?
Once I take on a character, I must look and sound like that character. Luckily, I don't have to keep his brain.
Indeed. Now then, what are you doing here?
Doing here?
Yes, this is now the second time that you've appeared in this house, and clearly you're not here to discuss politics, so stop wasting my time and answer the question. What the hell are you doing here?
It's all very simple. At the risk of sounding cliched, I want to take over the world.
And how did it get to this point?
Well, for that we must go back to the beginning. Back in October, Justin decided to run a little simulation from his computer. Show what would happen if Justin and Jeffrey tried to do Vlogtober again. More specifically, what would happen if Dr. Cement returned. That's when I came to life. But I decided to make things more complicated, made Dr. Cement a credible threat, while introducing another threat into the mix.
Monocle.
Of course. While they were enthralled on the little computer screen, I was able to escape from the computer and insert my essence elsewhere.
Where?
Why, the air conditioner, of course. That's what made the most sense. That which was so pivotal in the simulation would be pivotal in my takeover. I was hoping to keep my presence a secret, but unfortunately my power was too much to be confined. It started with the time change. The time that had passed on the simulation passed in real life. Jeffrey and Justin had no idea how it would have happened.
So you caused that?
Not intentionally. However, that was only the beginning. Then came the stares and the singing guys switching personalities. I knew I had to do something to push the focus off of me. My first plan was to get rid of the singing guys. They were the biggest indication that I was coming back. The timid one was easy. Barely had to do anything, merely push Justin toward doing what he was already going to do. Suggest to that singing guy that he would leave. The fact that a song was chosen that meant that he was confident by the end of it just made it all the better. It meant that he was definitely going to go through with it.
And then you tried to get me to leave, right? You made sure that I misplaced my hat.
Yes, that was the plan. All of your responsibilities heaped onto the other personality. You wouldn't have been able to handle it.
Here's the thing, Sim. I choose the songs that I sing. And I just so happen to choose the song where I'm confident at the end. That's why Jeffrey was able to find my hat and return it to me. Yes. Then you were somehow able to escape from my power. But how? I don't believe that's the conversation we're having at the moment. Why don't you get back to your story? Very well. After that plan failed, I knew I had to do something more drastic. I sent Monocle and Concrete to stop you. But that didn't work too well for you, did it? No. My power was waning, and once I created them, the characters gained their own sentience and began searching for their precious body-switching device that no longer existed. That's when I knew things were dire. The characters I no longer had control of, and there were characters appearing that shouldn't have been. Like Gatman and Singing Guy. Exactly. And then came the glitches. Jeffrey and Singing Guy. But I thought maybe I could use them to my advantage. Cause them to explode so that they could take you all out. They dissolved before they could do any real damage. Then I knew I was in dire straits. I knew I had to come up with some way to get rid of all of you so that I could recharge. That's why you wanted me to start that song. You thought it would make us all leave. Yes. And it worked for one of you. Justin quickly left the apartment and I made sure he couldn't get back. But that's when things all went wrong. I believe I can take over at this point. See, Sim, you seem to think that once the song starts, I have no control over it, because it happened the exact same way back in the original Vlogtober. You thought it would happen again this time, with me and Jeffrey ending up back in Falcon Heights. But that's not how it works. Yes, I found that out the hard way. You felt yourself weakening, so you tried to get me to stop, because you knew that if I reached to the end of the song, your power would be mostly gone. That didn't really work out very well for you, did it? Because I powered through to the end. Because here's the thing. I decide when my song ends, not some megalomaniac simulation. Such passion. Shame it doesn't matter. I realized the end would come unless I did something drastic. So using the last of my powers, I created a Professor Concrete character. He didn't talk, he didn't do much, but I was able to give him one order. Push the self-destruct button. He did, and the explosion happened. Did you know what to expect? No. It was a last-ditch effort. There was every chance that it could have ended badly for me, that I would have just dissolved quicker. But I had to risk it. I felt myself being propelled from the air conditioner and out of the apartment. And then I began looking for you. But I was unable to find you. That's because we weren't in the area. We took a short detour. Short? How did you find the house? There was a while there when I couldn't. I could feel myself slowly dissolving, and I felt for sure that I had just put off the inevitable to that moment. But then I felt a signal, pulling me here to this house. What signal? Ah. The staff. Yes. My power helped create it, but unfortunately you got your hands on it before I could. I believe it signaled me out, actually. Seems the staff wants nothing to do with you. Regardless, because I helped create it, I was able to follow the signal to this house. I found a more secure location, and here we are. Here we are indeed. Now tell me, how exactly do you plan to take over the world confined to this house? Oh, my power is growing. Soon I'll be able to leave this house and infiltrate the neighborhood, and then the city, and then the state, and then the country, and then the entire world. Soon everybody will bow down to me. Why does everybody always want absolute power? It's more fun. Well, since you're sounding cliched, I might as well too. You're not gonna get away with this. Oh? And how exactly do you plan to stop me? I'm afraid that's classified. You may be the typical villain who tells his nemesis his entire evil plan, but I'm not going to tell you my plan. It's a surprise. Well,
Good luck with that. You're going to need it.